Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just got back from a conference, a global conference called ARC, Alliance for Responsible Citizenship. We had world leaders from most of the Western nations, Britain, the United States, Canada, a lot of the European nations. And really the common theme was that we've had a lost decade, if not 2 decades, of economic growth, of industrialization that's been outsourced to countries like China that are not exactly the cleanest country, to send your industry to. And so the other thing that concerned me is the question of, history tends to repeat itself, and about every 80 to 90 years, the world reserve currency moves to a different nation. And we in the United States, we're well beyond that 80 or 90 years. We're at about 120 years being the world reserve currency. It generally follows the nation that is the industrial powerhouse in the world, the manufacturing leader. That being said, energy costs are a key driver of this. Cheap, abundant, and affordable energy is what every manufacturer is seeking. And so with that question, Mr. Black, in your testimony, you emphasized that expanding American energy production will send new supply to the market and pressure prices downward, as building energy infrastructure like pipelines will help us deliver more energy to the American people. Can you highlight on why investments in energy infrastructure is essential if we're going to maintain world dominance economically?
We have tremendous energy supplies in the United States and, of course, Canada with our integrated market, both in liquids and in natural gas. When we can get that energy to market, to the people and the businesses who use it, that produces downward pressure on prices. If we have additional energy made that we don't need in this country, we can sell it in the world market, helping our trade balance and helping push global prices down and increasing global prosperity. But in order to do that, you have to be able to expand pipeline capacity. In both cases, it's the most economical, most reliable way to move that energy to where it can be beneficially used.
It's my belief that it's the one common denominator that the poor and the rich are have to deal with is the costs of energy. Unfortunately, the poor have a much more, as a percentage of their income, greater harm from those costs.
Yes.
And so would you agree with me when I say, show me a nation that is abundant in energy and cost-effective, affordable energy, and I'll show you a nation that has low poverty rates?
Affordable, reliable energy lifts people out of poverty, lifts nations out of poverty, and helps them grow. Yes.
Let me ask this. As far as you mentioned in your testimony that smart pipeline policies will promote the pipeline energy infrastructure that we need to deliver and keep American energy dominance. Can you describe what is smart pipeline policies?
Well, one is making targeted improvements to PHMSA rather than adding new mandates, harsh penalties that aren't called for. If we can help the public understand that the pipeline network, liquids and gas, is well regulated and it's safe, there will be more support for that pipeline expansion. We need PHMSA on the case showing that they're doing things, that they are holding companies accountable, and that they are reassuring the public that pipelines are safe. We'll be able to expand pipelines better than we have been.
Thank you. Mr. Taylor, in your testimony, you highlight the important role that the Gas Pipeline Advisory Committee plays, and yet since 2021, that committee has only convened 3 times. How often are they supposed to convene?
The charter states they should be meeting approximately 4 times per year. So obviously not meeting that charter.
Can you expand on the role and how that impacts the industry? How them not meeting impacts the industry?
Yes, sir. So it definitely impacts the industry because, again, you can get different thought processes involved. Obviously, there's public, there's the industry, there's PHMSA. So you're getting the different players involved and discuss key safety concerns, advancements, technology changes, So you're just trying to look at the regulations and figure out how can we continue to move and strive for zero incidents across the industry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.